25 Worst People Everyone Loved. According to Reddit. Number 25. I worked as a supervisor at a water park. There were something like 7 other supervisors and 3 managers. Let's give them names. Let's adjust the music. Matt, Jess, and Cassie, overseeing 200 lifeguards. One year, we had a lifeguard we'll call Kevin. Everybody loved Kevin. Kevin was the coolest. All the girls loved Kevin, or Kevin's such a great lifeguard. The thing was, I thought he was a terrible lifeguard. He was always sloppy, shirt untucked, way too relaxed in his chair. I constantly had to yell at him to focus. One day, while I was trying to help explain why he needed to do better, I realized he wasn't really listening to me, and then said, "Whatever you say, babe." That just struck me as odd, and then I started to notice how disrespectful he was to all the female guards and supervisors, but everyone just wrote it off as him being playful. I brought it up at the next management team meeting, but everyone disagreed with me about it. That was when I found out one of our managers was fast-tracking Kevin for a supervisor position, and they already started training him. Oh boy. About a week later, Kevin decided to test his power at the top of a ride by telling the lifeguard he was in charge and to speed up the release times of the guests so the lines would move faster. This made the ride super dangerous because people were crashing into each other on the ride. A bunch of people got hurt. After a certain number of people getting hurt from the tubes colliding and the general manager running up to the top of the ride to shut everything down, they called in maintenance to shut off the water to that side of the park, thinking something was going wrong if people were going that fast down the ride. The general manager, with 3 managers in tail, hoofed it to get there to find what Kevin had done. Our general manager, a woman, started yelling at Kevin, and he says to our manager in front of everyone, "Who does this fat cunt think she's talking to?" Jess starts to tell Kevin that it's our general manager, who is everyone's boss, and Kevin cuts her off and says, "Honey, why don't you let the men speak?" Oh, damn. Our general manager lost it at that point, called security, and had him escorted off the property. She told Matt he should be fired for being given any sort of responsibility to someone willing to put other people's lives at risk. But Matt was always a good employee, so instead, since he was the one that wanted to hire Kevin, he now had to fire him and would lose any rights that he had to choose a future higher level employee. I found out all this at the closing meeting that night, and they asked me how did I see through Kevin when everyone else loved him. Honestly, I didn't know how other people couldn't see it. Well, that's that. I'm going to start a new thing, guys, where if I'm talking and it's not about the list, I'm going to just flash up this little banner. And that way people seeing that, if they're not interested in a non-entry, they can just skip to a portion in the video where it is an entry. So hello again to everybody in the stream chat. I hope you're all having a fantastic evening or day. The hurricane passed and my power is restored. Everything's fine. That's that. I think I saw Faith saying that she was glad that I'm okay. And I appreciate that. Man, fuck the banner. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off and then you guys will know so that we can all see the chat here. So hello everybody to Faith and Stripes and Sadeja, Fat Man. Oh man, you guys are all incredible and I missed you. I hope that you're all fine and that things just go the way that they need to go. You know what I'm talking about? Bing bong up in this motherfucker. God damn. Get damn up in this motherfucker. At any rate, I'm having to keep my voice a bit down because I am not alone. Interesting. Well, not in my room, but, in the house in general. Josh says, hey guys, hope your day is going well. Kyle, yeah, everything's fine now. And hopefully it will continue to get better for not just me, but everybody. Emmy says she can't stick around because she's dealing with things, but she hopes that everybody has a wonderful night. Sweet of her, sweet of her. If it isn't Emily Clara, 2 first names. As we travel up the list of 25 worst people everyone loved, we arrive at number 24. A short one. Very popular person in high school, leader of the student council all years we went to school together. He became a youth pastor. I hated him and found him creepy. And now he's in prison for murder and attempted murder, and most likely also murdered his wife. Holy crap. Somebody said, have an upvote for a youth pastor guilty of anything other than molestation. Ooh, I know, let me upvote that one. That's rude. That is rude. Oh boy. Michael Davis says, we all missed you, Kyle. Well, I hope that you guys did. That's adorable if you did, and I appreciate it. I'm lucky to have you guys. And don't deserve you. You're also wonderful. Here's hoping that people in your days make you all as happy as you guys do me. So, let's go ahead and roll up to 23 here. I wouldn't say this was a cool person. He had friends, but as far as I'm concerned, he was far from popular. So, I was in the army at the time. I was actually on my way out. He came to my unit just as the contract was nearing its end. Most nights during the week, he would come to my barracks room to visit my roommate, who was also a new guy. Our barracks room had 2 separate rooms for each of us. This music is still a little loud, isn't it? I feel like it's still a little loud. But we shared a small kitchen and a bathroom. Outside in the hallway, we had a placard with our names on it and a doorbell next to each name. This dude would ring my doorbell at 10 at night on a weekday. I would be asleep or trying to fall asleep and ask if my roommate was there. The first couple of times I let it slide. Then I told him that he needed to stop ringing my doorbell, that it was clearly marked whose name was whose. He would just laugh and apologize, but I was growing increasingly annoyed with him and started to question his intelligence. Finally, one night he did it again, and I threatened him. I said, dude, you keep making the same mistake every night. The next time you ring my doorbell, I'm gonna fuck you up. It's not hard. Him being him, he just laughed about it. To him, this whole thing was a joke. Well, sure enough, he did it again. So I opened the door, punched him in the face, and slammed the door on him. Anyhow, I get out and quickly forget about him. Then a few years later, I'm scrolling through my newsfeed on Facebook and I see someone I know posted a story about an incident in my old unit. I opened it. Lo and behold, this motherfucker killed a dude because he was drunk in the barracks and playing with a gun. Oh my God. And guns are strictly forbidden in the barracks. I don't know how he didn't know better. Well, he's an idiot, and they're all around us. They walk among us, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he was in the infantry, so was I. Gun safety is highly impressed upon you, to the point where you're robotic about it. Not only that, by the time this happened, he'd done a tour in Afghanistan. You'd imagine he'd have matured a little bit and realized a gun is a deadly weapon. Read the link. The whole thing is horrifying and makes me sick to my stomach. I knew this guy was a fucking moron. He should have never been in the infantry, let alone the army. Oh my God. It's starting an episode of Star Trek.
Lest he by showing it should dishearten his army. Get
that off the freaking playlist. Okay. From day one, that motherfucker gave me such a bad feeling. He was just a stupid, irresponsible kid to whom everyone was a fucking joke. He's in prison for the better part of 12 years. I wish he'd rot in there. I wish he'd rot in there. Wait, why are people posting my Streamlabs link? People are interested in my... Creative Mer says, what happens if there was a Kyle fanfic? What did it be about? Totally PG stuff, I'm sure. Skyward Revenant says, hey everyone, I'm just going to listen while I do my work. You go, girl. Oh my god. Hummingbird. Thank you so much. My man. My man.
My man!
Thank you so much, Hummingbird. He says he hopes I'm doing well. Have some hurricane relief. Again, I'm well because of you guys, and I hope you continue to do what you do to help motivate me to keep doing what I'm doing. BGTYY14 says, Kyle, I'm glad to see you're safe. Yep, I'm okay. And I'm glad that you guys are well, even though many of you weren't in any danger. But hey, we face danger every day. Every day that you don't die in your sleep or have a heart attack or fart yourself to death, it could happen. You could bust a damn blood vessel, aneurysm in that bitch. You could be sitting on the toilet one day and bam, you know what I mean? That'll be the last shit you take, homie. Some people don't even get to take the last shit. It didn't even get out. You know what I'm talking about? Just be lucky. Could have been you. What are you talking about? As we roll up this list of 25 worst people everyone loved, we arrive at number 22. I really apologize for me having to be too quiet. It's probably going to be weird sounding later. Oh, is that really a Snapchat right now with the ping pong? Is that me a Snapchat in the middle of the list? I had a professor at a university I attended who played the cool card a lot. I always had the feeling that it was a mask, which was unsettling considering that I never saw who he was without the mask on. One day, he calls me into his office. He's burning red in the face with rage. He threatens me to drop his class. I didn't even know what to say. He had never acted like that with me before. I hardly even knew the guy, save for being his student. I try to mumble out I don't know what you're talking about. But he threatens to punch me in the face if I said anything else. I simply left his office. I will be frank, it scared the hell out of me. I couldn't even drop the class because I'd get a failing grade, and that would have been devastating to my GPA. I ended up asking one of the assistants if they could ask what the hell was up with cool guy professor. I passed his class and never looked back. I sure as hell didn't ever want to be caught alone with the guy again. His daughter was deathly ill at the time, and my guess is that somebody said something awful about it. And when confronted by him, the student just pointed the finger at me instead. To this day, I don't know what caused the guy to be so angry that he threatened me. Just a bag of question marks is what this guy just opened up with this friggin' what the hell. Thank you so much, Hummingbird. You are the you've made this a $5 list, baby. $5 foot long, baby. My man Hummingbird. He's so adorable with that picture that Stripes drew. Whoa! Shut up, keep your voice down. Thank you so much, Vanessa. You really didn't need to, Vanessa, and I utterly appreciate and apologize that I've been missing, but I'm back, and I was really wrestling with trying to record a list earlier today, but some tell me I should just, stream it tonight, and that's what I'm doing, and I hope that you're fantastic, Vanessa. You really are just part of what makes doing this so easy. You guys pick me up better than you'll ever understand. Sylvia says, you've been getting a lot more money lately, Kyle. Congratulations. I like that spelling of that word. But what do you mean a lot more money? Well, I guess that's true. Well, you guys know it's all coming back to you guys. Because you're relevant and you matter. As we roll up this list of 25 worst people everyone loved, I gotta let Vanessa know she my man too.
My man!
I'm talking about. Oh my God. She's so intense. She's so intense. Vanessa. Forgive me. We arrive at number 21, which is also very short. 21 reads, "This kid on my track team, let's call him Brad. Everyone liked Brad, but he hung out with a shady crowd, so I never hopped on the Brad hype train. A few months later, during the summer, he got sent to juvenile detention center for selling heroin." Ooh. Heroin's a bit much. Hey, it's Selena Cobain, who never sent me the Snapchat following her madness. She says, "My mom's ex-daughter is a fair contestant." Oh, for worst people that everyone loves? Oh, geez. Ooh, Nova got, by Candy Stripes. Let's give that an extra time out there. I don't know why we're all feeling nice tonight. I would ban people for shit like that, but, we're just going to be nice. It is the first day following the hurricane and the power outages. We'll go from there. Hello, Fat Man. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. Hope that somebody has caressed your butt recently. You deserve that. You deserve a butt caress, Fat Man. You deserve it. Don't let anybody ever try to tell you that you don't deserve a butt caress. Caress the butt. As we roll up to number 20 on this list. Ooh, this one's a big one. Buckle up. One time this new girl started school, and everyone made friends with her right away because she was into the same kind of music as us, and she'd lived abroad and stuff, so she was interesting. But there was just something I really didn't like about her, and I took no steps to hide it. Sometimes I wondered if it was jealousy, that I was worried she was stealing my friends, but I thought, no, there is something about her. But I realized that it probably came off that way to everyone else. So, she would always make sly little judgmental comments about people that seemed to slip by unnoticed, and sometimes it was the way she looked at people and how she laughed at people when they were being picked on. She was one of those girls that did or said things to get attention from boys and reveled in the attention and reveled in the attention. Sorry, my brain just read what I thought. And thought herself higher because of it, but would slag off other girls for doing the same thing. The one thing that cemented it for me was when this girl, who was kind of like a walking target, unfortunately, was getting teased by some boys. But, nigga. Come on now. But it was nothing serious. They were just being dicks. She dropped her yogurt pot lid. I think she missed the bin. It was a windy day. And this bitch girl who was laughing along with the boys thought it would be cool to join in, and she picked up the yogurt lid, walked up behind her, and said something implying the other girl was a bin, and stuck the lid, which had a little bit of yogurt on it, on her arm. I saw this and went ballistic. I shouted, "Hey!" Then stood between them and said some stuff, like calling her pathetic, calling her out for showing off to the boys, and how the other girl was one of the nicest girls in the school, which was true, and that she didn't deserve to be treated like a bin. And I took the lid off of the girl and threw it at the bitch girl. I felt kind of badass because everyone had stopped laughing, and I guess they were taking what I said really seriously. I think I looked like I was about to attack the girl. I was very close. Instead, I just ended it with, "Come on, yogurt girl, let's go." I loved, she didn't say that, but if she did say, "Come on, yogurt girl," that would be my jam. Anyway, I walked with her to the library. Yeah, it's what good girls do, man. Not a big deal. Where my other friends were hanging out. She tried to thank me on the way there, but I was still really tense. And I was like, it's okay. You're the nicest girl in school. You don't deserve to be treated like that. But I was still very angry, so I didn't like look at her or smile or anything. I felt kind of guilty because I knew deep down my stepping in wasn't really about the injustice of seeing the innocent girl being picked on. It was more about proving to that bitch that was everything I knew she was, and getting it off my chest. It wasn't cool. I stepped in, but for all the wrong reasons. This is adorable. This is adorable because, this whole list is essentially built up to be like what's somebody that was charismatic and got everybody on their side, but then turned out to be like a really disgusting or mean or manipulative person. But this is really just, like a story of how people are when they're young and in school. Not that there's an excuse or that there's justification in that. A lot of that shit needs to be, quote, nipped in the bud, if you allow me to get old man about it, so that they don't develop into behavior that people expect to get away with. A lot of people do terrible things because they're used to getting away with it because nobody stopped them at a young age, and nobody's stopping them right now. It's kind of just like a train without obstacles. Sometimes it's one thing to be like just stepping out of the way of something that's moving, you know what I mean? Instead of putting down obstacles like you should, because some things you shouldn't just allow to keep happening. But it's another thing to like pave the way for that motherfucker. Like it's another thing to like lay down track in front of a train that has no business continuing. But that's all I have to say about it. Sorry. Rolling up the stream, I just want to make sure nobody said my name. Stripe says, do you know what Bada is, Kyle? No, I do not. Sam Smith says, Kyle, I sent you a Snapchat request, but I don't know if you added me back. I probably did. Go check it, your mother, you dirty Smith. Hello, Schwanz Gruberman. I don't know if Schwanz is writing his own fan fiction about me. Schwanz kicked down the door, his muscles glistening with sweat from hard work. He say him. Okay. It's brimming with that fan fiction goodness. He say him. The one he can't have, for he was only a simple Omaha corn farmer. And the one he wanted was royalty. Oh my God. I feel like this is the next Twilight. I'm sure he's going to make it like a Twilight meets 50 Shades of Grey. Twilight Shades of Grey. Selena Cobain says, Kyle, let me just start out with her being a manipulative character. Remember the Spoiled Princess video you did? She fit the description to a T, mixed with Electra Complex. I like the name Electra. Sounds like a girl with big titties, mainly because she's probably a stripper. Electra sounds like a stripper name is what I'm saying. Is your name Electra? Let's hear all about it in the stream chat. Monkey says, Kyle still hasn't added me back on Snapchat. Motherfucker, I'll get unadd me and re-add me like I said, dude, because I need to know who you are, and half of you don't use the same handles in here as you do on Snapchat, and I use Snapchat to farm mercies to play Overwatch with, even though I haven't played Overwatch in a while. Respect my authority. As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 20. No, we just read 20. We're number 19. Yeah, bing bong. Number 19. Yep, there was this guy who moved here from California and started working at the former bar we were at. Okay. Gave me a bad feeling from the beginning. Fellow bartenders hung out with him, gave him hugs, etc. He was nice, but he always had this Eeyore attitude. Eeyore, for people in the stream who are not familiar, is a character on one of these famous iterations. You people in the fucking Snapchats are driving me insane, god damn it. You know what I mean? If it's not titties, it can wait. Sorry, that was just bait to see if Hannah's even here, or if like Emily's here, and they'll be like, what are you? I'm kidding. Anyway, fellow bartender says hung out with him, gave him hugs, etc. Oh, poor me with puppy dog eyes and shit. I hugged him once and it felt wrong and I couldn't figure out why. It turns out he is a repeat woman beater with puppy dog eyes. I read 3 separate arrest reports of him stalking, choking, harassing 2 different women. Choking and beating are 2 different things, dude. What are you choking a bitch for? You gotta be a special kind of dude to choke a bitch. Does Wayne Brady have to choke a bitch? Okay, then we found out he was actually hurting his coworker while everyone else knew and no one did anything? That's so sad and scary. They knew. Someone responds to this. My early high school boyfriend was like this, constantly making people feel bad for him, but when it was just us, it was constant emotional abuse. Wow. What are all these freaking... That one's Hannah, and you know it's going to be good. Everybody else needs to, whatever, you need to calm down. Guys, love you. But save it for after the stream. Why did I even bring up Snapchat? Oh, I was talking about Selena. As usual. Archingara says, Kyle, autoerotic asphyxiation gone wrong. It's not that. It's just a guy choking bitches, and that's messed up. We're not even going to read that chick story about her boyfriend. As we roll up to number 18, we had a friend who was so popular and loved and occupied with everything. She was striving to he the best. I wanna he the very best. Striving to be the best is what it should say at everything, and spent all her time doing so many things, yet in private complained about not being able to unwind. She expects things friends shouldn't expect, and is the biggest hypocrite I know, not reciprocating what she expects from others. As long as you do the "oh, poor you" routine, you're golden. Call her out, though, and she will play the crying victim and have a oh my god. Oh my god, I'm telling y'all to chill. That one, Schwann's, Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Schwann's is okay, and so is Hannibal's. We built this city on rock and roll. Yeah, girls are manipulative. What do people expect? Why is this even up here on the list? Why is this even up here on the list? As we roll up to number 17, we read, when I was little, I didn't like my grandpa's new boyfriend. Grandma, Kyle, okay? You trying to make it more interesting. Number 17, when I was little, I didn't like my grandma's new boyfriend. Everyone thought he was great, but I made a face and avoided him. After months of them getting together, my grandma was in her condo and he comes over unannounced, stone cold glare, says nothing, walks toward her slowly. She keeps calling his name, but he's not answering. She gets a horribly bad feeling and asks, "Are you going to kill me?" No answer. He starts coming at her faster, and there was no way to get around her couch, so she jumped it like a hurdle and got away safely. Called the cops, and he was gone. She moved very shortly after and never heard from him again. What? What the hell was that? Okay. All right, let's continue. Another person says, in response, always trust a kid's intuition. They are great at seeing through bullshit. My soon-to-be, you mean like a dog? My soon-to-be ex gave me the same vibe when I was 4 years old. Ex-aunt, okay. I had chicken pox and my mom needed to go get me some medicine, but didn't have anyone else to watch me for like 20 minutes. My aunt and uncle lived above us in the apartment we were living in while the parents were looking for a new home. She told me she was going to ask the aunt to watch me, and I freaked out and said no, I didn't want to be alone with her, and I would wait for Granny or Dad to be able to watch me. 20 years later, the psycho bitch has caused several rifts in our family, and she is essentially brainwashing my cousin and keeping her from her father and grandmother. Well, some bitch is just crazy. You know what I'm talking about? Selena Cobain says, Kyle, electrocomplex is when the daughter had affections and fights for the attention of her father. Naturally, Princess got away with a lot of shit. She is actually favored over her brother. Girl, all I can think about is recently Hannah and I were watching this episode of China, Illinois, when there's this girl and she's like a Southern belle, and she's like really over the top, and her character's just like, oh, I was always trying to get daddy's attention. Oh my God. Selena says, Kyle, sad because she is adopted and the son is my ex-stepdad's flesh and blood. Both kids ducked up on the same way, but she did worst. But Electrocomplex finds a way to butter daddy up. What? Look, I'm just glad that life isn't so scary that we all have to know firsthand what that kind of stuff is. You know what I mean? There's nothing scarier than inter-family relationships that are intimate. Ugh. I can't handle it. I really can't. I think somebody wanted to pay me to read some kind of stuff like that, some incest stuff, and I was like, dudes, you guys can't want this. It can't be what you want. That's too intense, you know. Special shout out once again to Vanessa and Hummingbird. Ooh, ooh. All right, that's enough. Let's continue. As we reach number 16, it seems to be a mini essay, so let's get through it quickly. My kid's football coach. We make a habit of not discussing coaches or teachers in front of the kids, but I've disliked the guy from day one. He seemed like this cocky, heavyset biker dude that would only respond with short, that's the way it is type of answers. He won a few games with a school that hadn't won a game in years, so parents talked highly of him. I recognize the year he'd won a couple of games also happened to be the first year that every kid grown up through the local youth football program. As the program had only begun about 8 years earlier, the next year number declined and no games were won. The third year further declines, and all the JV games were canceled until the very last game of the season. During the game, this douche spent the entire time riding around on the golf cart, putting away practice equipment for the season, leaving the coach to his assistants. It was the only game we had ever had even a chance of winning. I later found out that the youth football team still had a couple of weeks of their season, but this guy had put their equipment away and locked it up, effectively hindering their practices. The fourth year, they let go this guy's brother-in-law as an assistant. Sorry guys, let me reform that for you the way that it should have been written. The fourth year, this guy's brother-in-law was let go in his position of assistant coach, and they hired one of the youth guys who got angry and quit. This has been the best season we've had in years. Okay, suck my ass. What a Fruit Loop story full of gingerbread ass licks. Stupid. God, learn how to write. You guys are killing me. I apologize. It's bringing me down, ruining the momentum of the list. As we travel up the list of 25 worst people everyone loved, we arrive at number 15. Alcohol reveals a lot. I've known several people like this, but one friend in particular, fine, upstanding family man, good friend of mine for a while, but when he got drunk, he got belligerent to everyone. I found out later that his perfect life included physically and mentally abusing his wife and children. Oh no. To this day, I factor in how people act when intoxicating. when intoxicated, into what I think about them as people. Happy drunks are generally great people. Sloppy drunks are okay too. Mean drunks have that meanness in them. I don't buy the alcohol made me do it mentality. No, alcohol let you release your true self. To be honest, why everybody gotta be drinking? Like, Jesus Lord. Like, why does it define your personality? I mean, the bottom line is, if you're not gonna hurt anybody, I'm not ever gonna tell you not to do whatever you want to do. If you ain't hurting nobody, do your thing. You know what I mean? Everybody needs their outlets. But alcohol, as far as I'm concerned, should be a thing to have a good time with, to unwind with, to let loose with. Don't be using it because you're trying to get blackout drunk, or you're trying to bring out stuff in you that you otherwise, you know what I mean? Like when some people drink because, like, unwinding to me is different from when people drink because they believe it gives them courage or something, you know what I mean? But that's just where I'm coming from with it. And I don't rule the world. Hello, Kevin. Seems you're doing well. And Selena Cobain. Oh, she probably sent a Snapchat message, so I'll check all that later, Selena. Hannah says that's exactly what I was thinking too. Yeah, about that China, Illinois episode. That shit was drunk. Oh, China, Illinois. I'm glad everybody is well. And Faith, it pleases me to see you and for everything to just be fine and kind of go back to the way it is. But you guys will hear me even louder in time. You already know it. Bing bong. Schwanz Gruberman says, a cold Corona on a hot Australian summer day. Fark me. That's the good shit. As we roll up to number 14 on the list of 25 worst people everyone loved, that's a picture of Sean Murray. He is one of the people behind the game No Man's Sky. Just for a little bit of deliciousness, in case you guys are curious. We re-arrive at number 14. There was a guy in school that was always pretending he didn't know when the tests were, and that he barely studied. Well, he got high 90s in everything, even specialist mathematics. Turns out he had a near eidetic memory and literally didn't forget any of it. Knew exactly when everything was, and when confronted, he said he pretended because he wanted people to be envious of him instead of friends, so his marks would be lowered due to study time lost socializing. Now, I'm trying real hard to hold on to my brain cells, but I'm going to have to read that one again, Lord Jesus. Okay? When confronted with this, he said he pretended because he said he wanted people to be envious of him instead of friends, so his marks wouldn't be lowered due to study time lost socializing. Nope, it still doesn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense. Okay? So, let's continue. That sounded somewhat reasonable in a sad way until we found out he actually had a seething hatred for everybody, and he didn't even study much, but used it as a cover to get away from people he thought of as too dumb to talk to. Some of us even generally outdid him. Well, look, half of us are antisocial, and it is so bad that it might as well be a competition. You know what I'm talking about? Thank God for Vanessa and Hummingbird, because I'm scared sometimes that, I'm going to be forced to go out into the real world and jump through those hoops that those tie-wearing assholes jump through every day before they decide they want to put a bullet in their mouth after killing the whole people in the office. Hello and welcome to a totally advertiser-friendly bowl of Kyle soup. Oh boy. Looks like Skyward said he basically said he didn't want to forget stuff by talking to people below his level, I think. Is that his implication? I just don't like the way it's phrased. Okay? He wanted the people to be envious of him instead of friends, so that his marks wouldn't be lowered due to study time lost socializing. The way it's phrased is foolishness, because if you want to say, oh, I wanted everybody to hate me so that nobody would approach me and I wouldn't, lose brain cells talking to you monkeys. You know what I mean? That's one way of putting things. You don't need to phrase it in layman's terms, technically. You know what I mean? But the whole his marks wouldn't be lowered implies that, like, he would be scoring worse on a test because of the lost time socializing. And that's just fucking... I don't need this. Ugh. Forgive me if I'm not seeing what Selena's saying. Catnip says, I think I can bring up a toxic person of my past too. My mom wanted me to hang out with her, but I didn't want to and felt weird about it. We ended up being friends for 2 years because I felt I had... Who knows what the hell she goes on? Oh, she goes to say, I had to help her and I felt trapped. She pushed me into doing stuff I wasn't comfortable with, and a lot of people were friends with her and such too. I'm sorry that happened. Man, I think Selena's story is more for you guys in the chat, guys. Getting nuts. If it isn't the beautiful Red Jinx. She's a redhead. A beautiful redhead. She says, oh my god, why don't I get notified? It's because there aren't enough towels in your house for you to sit on to deal. Shut up and continue this list. As we roll up the list of 25 worst people everyone loved, we arrive at number 13. In my early teens, my aunt was best friends with this pudgy, ponytailed man from her workplace. He seemed nice, though. He spoke softly, and he always made decent food. I was constantly telling my family something was wrong with him, to the point of getting in trouble for it. Well, he's in jail now. He molested my male autistic cousin for over a year. Kid fucking rape. Red Mist got in here exactly at the kid rape entry. How did she do that? Take my freaking glasses off. I can't freaking believe this crap. Oh my god. I can't do this. I can't live in this world. I can't live in Number 12. My mom always hated my... What are you talking about, dude? Somebody asks, how could you tell something was off? Odd demeanor, body language. He was too close with my cousin, asked strange questions, and my cousin got quiet around him. Someone says, as a scout leader, I see this rarely in the dozens of scouts that I've mentored, and I try to set a good example for. About 1 in around a handful of kids every couple of years is a victim of familial abuse. Okay, my stomach can't deal with it. Let's just go. Let's just blast off out of this damn list as we travel up the list of 25 worst people everyone loved. There's Sean Murray. He made Hello Games and No Man's Sky, Waka Waka. Number 12 reads, my mom always hated my 5th grade teacher. Everyone really liked him, especially my BFF's parents. When we were in college, the police discovered that he was really into CP and cannibalism. Pick one. Everyone was shocked. Small school. But my mom... Okay, Dude, this list is getting woke. This list is getting woke as hell. You see me? Okay. Do you see me? Oh boy. But my mom just nodded and said, I told you something was off about him. Faith says she made a jacket this weekend and it's cute as fuck. Isn't she a little talented missy making clothes? Oh my god. Red Jinx says, I think it means you want the puta. What the hell are you guys talking about? Of course, it's Sir Dominus Lamont gotta be like, hey Kyle, kid rape. What the hell? Ain't no high fives issued for kid rape. Look, I think the way that my life wants to go now is I'm gonna want Tree Fitty every time I gotta read a list about kid rape. And it's already been hit tonight. Thanks to Hummingbird and Vanessa, but seriously, it's terrible. You would think that you guys know I'm too lazy to look through these lists, right? And this one was innocent. Oh, actually it wasn't. It's the worst people. The question being asked here, guys, is have you ever correctly had a gut feeling to dislike someone who on the surface seemed cool, but everybody loved and shit? Imagine that long ass sentence, and I gotta condense it down into something. Anyway, we get to number 11. My old drama teacher. Everyone loved him, but I knew something wasn't right. Sure enough, he was fired for inappropriate behavior with a student. Well. Someone else responds, my friends had a Hebrew school teacher who really rubbed me the wrong way. One time I was introduced to him. He was handsome and charming, and all of my friends loved him, but I just got a weird feeling in my stomach when he talked to me. Being 13-year-old girls, we often had crushes on attractive teachers and would spend hours discussing them, as well as our other various crushes, from famous actors to classmates. I wasn't surprised that there were a lot of interest in this particular Hebrew teacher because, again, good-looking dude. I also brushed off the fact that it seemed like one of the girls claimed he had flirted with them or offered them gifts. I figured they were pulling the, oh, I have a boyfriend, he's super buff and drives a motorcycle, but he lives in Canada, gambit. Record scratch when this guy comes to pick up a 13-year-old girl in his Hebrew school class for a date. He had a dozen roses and a box of condoms in his car. Luckily, the girls alerted her parents, who called the police, who met him when he arrived. He went to prison. Someone said, ugh, what a pathetic excuse for a Jew. He should have said, oi, schmeckel. Boyben. Okay, that's wait. I want to find Jew noises on the soundboard, if you'll excuse me. But type in Jew. Let's see what comes up when I type in Jew. Level 6 Jew.
What's that? That's a level 6 Jew.
Oh wow. Okay, what's this one says Jews?
I hate Jews.
Wow. Let's get out of here. It's getting a bit too edgy. A Jewy cough? Ugh. That's awful. This is all awful. And I apologize. Hey, how you doing, Valentina? I think there's only 2 women with names that begin with V. And that's your Kyle observation for the day. My hat's off to you, Vanessa. Vanessa, I'm going to treat you like a neckbeard from now on, milady. So as we arrive at number 10, that's right, we're getting through these real fast. It reads, one of the pastors at my... I think somebody just Skyped me, but usually things pop up on the screen and it didn't. Anyway, one of the pastors at my old church just irked me. He was super upbeat and everyone loved him. When I was 12, he invited me over to play video games and sleep over. Ugh. My dad thought it was odd and said we were busy that weekend. About a year later, 2 boys from our church accused the pastor of Where did I think it was going? About a year later, 2 boys from our church accused the pastor of molestation on the same night I was supposed to sleep over. The guy changed his name and has been on the run ever since. Oh my God. Somebody said the moment you said pastor, I just knew this was, I can't deal. Red Jinx says, Kyle, are you able to get packages from Amazon? I just want to make sure you can get packages delivered with Irma and all. Of course I can, now that it's done. But to be completely honest with you, I don't think there's anything on Amazon on my wish list anymore. Because, honest to God, Lexeus bought everything. Yeah, there's just like a table now and a pack of Japanese candy because I think Faith mentioned it to me and I was like, I want that, and a hamburger backpack. You know what? There's tons of things on this wish list that are just shameful. And, I put the generator up there, yes, because we were out of power. And I was like, man, this is gay as hell. It'd be nice if I wasn't out of power, but yeah, no, it's not going to be relevant. You know what I mean? I can probably name the times that I will lose power in the future on like no fingers, because what are the odds that a hurricane's gonna freaking establish a curveball and hit the middle of Florida? And in case you guys don't know how that hurricane went, let's talk about Irma's path, because that shit was a bit wild. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, just let me see. Damn, it's all the way up there now. Whatever. But here's the point. If y'all want to see Florida real quickly, okay? This is why I'm hot. Okay, here go the bottom line, all right? Okay. Hear about go where I'm at in Florida's, right? And then usually when hurricanes roll in, they be coming in like, I'm a hurricane and shit. Oh my God, I'm gonna mess it up. Fuck you, Bahamas. Ooh, you a bitch. You suck, Bahamas. I'm the hurricane. And then they hit Miami, and then, as they go up, the hurricane, falls apart because hurricane cannot exist over land. It needs that water for that power. And then all of that air coming in from the west is coming in. It's going southeast. You know what I'm talking about? It hits the hurricane and it's like, what you doing? I'm the juggernaut, bitch. What you doing to me? Long story short, here's what Irma did. Here's how they normally go. They normally go like this. Oh my God, I'm coming in through. But Irma was all like, how's it going, guys? Oh, wait, you know what? I'm going to go down like this. And then I'm going to come in from this side. Pretty nice. See, this is the smart way, because I got all this water over here and I don't need to worry about the land. See, like Irma played this video game like he was playing like Pong or something. You know what he was playing? What's that one game with the brick? And the ball, you gotta breakout? Is Breakout the name of that game? Breakout game? Yup. Breakout is that game where that ball, but how is that? I'm not sure that applies. Never mind. As we travel up the list of, whatever the hell this is, we arrive at number 9. Previous job. CEO wanted to bump the newest member of the team to manager. I bet he wanted to bump her all right. I always had a strange feeling about the guy, and I made my thoughts very clear to my boss. We were on good terms. In fact, I helped bring the company up when it was about to go under. And I just felt like this guy was trouble for the company's future. No one else felt the way I did about him, but the feeling was so strong, I told my boss about it. I told my boss that if they promote him to manager, that I was leaving. I would not stand to see the company fail after I worked my ass off to save it from the dumps multiple times. In any case, they promoted him to manager, and as promised, I quit. They tried to ask me back, but I was firm. As long as he's manager, I can't work there. Fast forward 18 months, I get a text from one of my former colleagues. They showed up to work, and the place was locked up. It turns out the company got shut down for tax evasion and fraud. Don't know the details and don't really care, but that was the biggest I told you so moment I've ever had. Stripes, why you double posting the stream links comment? If people want to donate, I imagine they will. She's saying, where's the money, Martin? Who's Martin? Does Martin owe us? Does Martin owe Stripes? Martin Mo. Does Martin owe Stripes money? What's happening here? What's happening in the stream chat? Everything's falling apart. Seriously, what's going on? Is everyone all right? What did Martin say? Oh wait, Rondale Martin said I'll give you $100 to get back to the story. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And that was when I did. Why does he say it like it's one story? And I don't think I've ever seen Rondale Martin in the stream chat before. So look, man, why don't you guys just ban these people instead of waiting around to see what they're all about? Because they're about nothing. Number 8. There's this one woman who is like the stand-in grandmother for a large amount of people in my community. She lives on social media, so she is there for everybody. Everybody knows her. She knows everybody. Everybody loves her. Everybody tells her things. Say everybody one more time. She's old enough to be a young grandmother or old auntie to me. So due to her age, she is seen as harmless. She stabs people in the back. She will gossip like there's no tomorrow. And you bet if you've told her something, then everybody you know that she knows will also consequently know about it. If she gets in a position where she needs to take sides, she will side with the biggest amount of people. Well, this is just sounding like how old birds with nobody in their life act. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry. Let me block that cat. What did he say? Right. My point is, a lot of old women, unfortunately, take the miserable route. It's kind of like a video game where, like, sometimes you can take a moral choice where, you know, they throw a kitten into your path and you go, what are you gonna do, man? You gonna save this kitten? You gonna pick it up and pet it and shower it, or you gonna step on this kitten? When some ladies get old and they don't have a man in their life, they can either just sit down and chill and not bother people, or they can get involved in everybody's business, because that's how they gonna live their life. They gonna live through other people, and then they're gonna gossip and just be old ladies. You know what I'm talking about? Old miserable old ladies. Ain't nothing wrong with that, I guess. Ain't nothing wrong with that, baby. Everybody's saying, oh snap, rest in peace. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to play that noise. The thing is, I didn't expect to be the one banning anybody, but this fool was getting on my nerves. How you get on Kyle's nerves in his own stream? So, to whatever your name was, Martin. Oh, I got the perfect comment for his ass too. I said it. I said it. I said it, baby. Sarah Bishop arrives. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just now, somebody said this is like the opposite of the splash zone, and it immediately made me look for like a noise where like wind is whistling, where it was just like, you know what I'm talking about? Because I would love that noise. I'd be like, instead of the splash zone, it's like the desert, baby. Oh my God. So wait, did Sarah Bishop say that she had her baby? Oh, Sarah Bishop says no, she's not due until November 19th. Well, that's journalistic integrity. Now we know when Sarah Bishop's gonna have that baby. When Sarah Bishop's gonna have that baby. Candy Stripe says I'd have preferred. Oh, Stripes. The Curve Your Enthusiasm jingle. Nah, that doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Schwan says, "Owsy, senses tingling. Did someone say spiders?" As we roll up this list, okay? As we roll up this licks. Licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? We arrive at number 7 here. This ought to be good, okay? My soon-to-be ex-brother-in-law. He was always cool. He had nice watches, a couple of bikes, couple of cars, just a little too friendly, and felt to me like it was forced. It turns out he's a narcissist who is walking out of his 3rd marriage as the baby is getting more attention than him. You always gotta wonder why people like this even have kids. Is it an accident? You know what I mean? Is it an accident? What is the point? Somebody said almost the same deal here. Schwanz Gruberman, thank you for the $1.11. You always do this. You always monkey via the super chat balls when you already know. Oh, bing bong. It's okay. I knew that you do it to mourn whatever his name was. You know, I feel like that courage isn't as big as it should be. I'm gonna have to deal with that. Courage needs to be bigger. But it may not be the time to deal with that in the middle of the list, Kyle. Maybe. But I want it to be... Look, let me read this response. Almost the same deal here. My supposed brother-in-law was the same way too friendly and kind, and liked to tell the same story at every family gathering. I think he might have been a tad psychotic. Probably the first time he pulled some bullshit like this. He cheated on my sister when he was away on a business trip, and left her and the 9-month-old baby with her on the evenings. When she finally got back to work because of her maternity leave, he's taking a full year of paternity leave, and my sister is forced to care for both her kids on the evenings. Oh my God. Let's not say we did. My heart. My heart. My heart can't deal. I may or may not be dealing with the settings of the donation because I want courage to be so much bigger. Is that bad? It's not that bad. Just want courage to be big. Courage is cute. The settings have been saved. If only we could test them somehow. As we continue up and finish off the list of 25 worst people everybody loved, we arrive at number 6. Wow. That is the wrong window. That is the wrong window. That's just right. Okay? Oh man. When I was in 7th grade, my former best friend started hanging out with this cool guy who had just moved to the area. We'll call him Nick. Nick had a tough guy. Oh, sorry. Let me deliver that again. Nick had a tough guy, I don't care attitude that she really gravitated to, and I couldn't shake his attitude for some reason. I remember telling her that I didn't trust Nick. She stopped hanging out with me in favor of him. Nick grew up to be a shithead, got in trouble all the time throughout school, and was eventually expelled from our high school for fighting. She still kept hanging around with him. 3 years later, Nick broke into her and her boyfriend's home with 2 others and shot them both in the head. Over failing to repay him around $300 she had asked him for 6 months prior. She lived. Her boyfriend did not. Nick is currently doing Jesus Christ, Vanessa. I love you, sweetie. I love you, Vanessa. You really didn't have to. The worst part about Vanessa is that she remains so far from my reach when I just want to grab and love her. Why won't you let me love you? Vanessa, thank you so much. That was above and beyond as far as testing out the notification. I didn't even get a chance to see if courage was that much bigger because that donation was dank. You know what I'm talking about? Dank. Thank you so much. You know I love you. I don't even know what to play, but I'll play everybody give it up. Everybody give it up for Vanessa. Yeah, she's pretty good.
My man.
At any rate, I love her timing too, because this is scary as hell to me, dude. To be honest, $300, you break into somebody's place and shooting them in the head. God damn. Nobody even cares. Yeah, no, Caleb Brady, that's what I'm saying. Over $300? For fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. For cute jumping spiders. I want that redhead's attention. I want it all night. Excuse me. Who sings a song that goes one more night? It's not Lionel Richie, is it? Onion powder. I love that there's only one left. Get this stupid shit off your wish list. I need to fill it up again, but with what? Anyway. One more night. One more night. One more night. One more. It's by Phil Collins, yes. Let's get in there. More night. That's enough. Okay. As we continue up the list of 25 worst people everyone loved, I just want to give a special thanks to Vanessa. Ooh, she is so hot. It's getting too hot in here, baby. Gotta take these clothes off. Good Lord. Wait, let's go. What am I talking about? man, this one's long. I used to work in a TV production. No, just in TV production, Kyle. And I had to write the transcript for an interview for a TV host program that in this instance was Rolf Harris. I don't know who that is. By the end of the transcript, after watching him speak, sometimes rewinding over and over parts to get the transcript right, it was clear something was off. The whole interview was a performance. The way he gestured and spoke about himself and his illustrious career and his benevolence and humble beginnings, it was acting. Having watched the interview so closely, I could see he was not being natural at all. After the program went to air, the next day there was a general buzz at the station. It did well. Rolf Harris was considered a national treasure, and everyone loved Rolf Harris. Who the hell is Rolf Harris? One of the producers at another program at the station was chatting to me about how brilliant the interview was. I was just honest and said what I wrote above. Then he didn't seem right. His movements and words were too measured and not sincere, and that he seemed to be performing rather than just talking. The producer said to me, well, he is a performer, but I never liked him after that. He gave me the creeps. A few years later, he was charged for a string of... All right, that's enough. Okay. A few years later, he gets charged for a string of sexual assaults on children, using his celebrity to get away with it pretty much his whole life. Some dating back in the 60s. He's an old man now. So that's my story. You know, if anyone's listening to this topless, that's the only rate that I'm going to feel better. I'm talking to you, Comet Tail, who didn't put a space between Comet and Tail in your username. Weird. As we roll up to number 4. When I was 8, my parents invited a family over who had 2 sons. My mom loved both sons and worked with their mom. The whole family came over for dinner. The 2 boys were monsters. I showed them the playroom in the basement, and they both proceeded to smack me around and break my toys. My mom didn't believe me and told me to go downstairs and keep the boys busy. About 20 minutes later, I went back upstairs. My dad asked why I was up there. I explained both boys said I was boring and went outside, and I didn't know where they were. Both sets of parents spent 2 hours looking for them, finally found them several blocks away. My mom blamed me because I was supposed to keep these 2 older boys entertained in the basement. My dad refused to let them come over again. After hearing from me what happened, these guys were insanely popular with both other kids' parents. No one thought they could do anything wrong. Later in life, both guys were arrested for dealing meth. Well, that ought to spice things up. Is that interesting enough for you? The younger one was arrested for assaulting his girlfriend, and he then died a few weeks later from an overdose. The older one is now currently on parole and lives in his mom's basement. So, it starts as it ends in a basement. Somebody said, what I like about this is the neat symmetry. How many times, how many years have we told you, you stay in the basement? Oh my God. Sir Dominus Lamont said he joined the clan. The Destiny Kyle clan. All right, thank you. For anybody who may be watching, right now or after the fact that may want to join the clan, I've provided a link in the stream chat, and I'll also provide a link. That is not my freaking banner. Yo, Destiny, get your crap together. What the hell was that? It was showing some kitty cat crap just now. I'm a big kitty cat lion man. Yeah. Big kitty cat man. As we roll back to this list, Schwanz Gruberman says they can bite through your toenail. Oh, I think he's talking to everybody about spiders. Oh no, he's talking about Jinx. God, is that how I'm supposed to get Jinx's attention? By talking about spiders? I guess I'll never have it. I'm a kitty cat man. My name is Mr. Pants. I'm the roughest, toughest kitty in the land. My name is Mr. Pants and I'm the kitty cat man. Oh my God. Number 3. Guy, super popular at the hospital, worked in the cool units like trauma, ICU, and rapid response. Always got a weird vibe. It turns out he was stealing fentanyl and dealing it on the side. Well, I would imagine that's got to be a lot more popular than we hear about from like certain nurses and people working at a hospital. Somebody said it's not as cool as people who work in cryotherapy. I hope that joke isn't lost on people who find that kind of stupid shit cool. Cool. You see what I did there? Jesus Christ. As we arrive at number 2, my ex-wife's dad always gave me the creeps. Turns out he's a pedophile. And had molested the shit out of my ex-wife when she was a kid. Something she didn't reveal until year 6 of our marriage, after we had allowed him to babysit our daughter on occasion. Last I heard of him, he was probably going to jail for molesting a 7-year-old girl a few years back, but I don't ask about his current status. How did you react to the information? Someone asks, and he responds, I was pretty pissed at first, considering the trust I had in her judgment at the time. Turns out trusting my ex was the least intelligent thing I've done in my life on many fronts. Never ignore your gut feelings. It was a difficult line to walk at first, to not be upset because my ex had gone through terrible things, but also to express frustration at the situation she put our daughter in. What does a guy even say in that position? I was like a duck. Nah, dude. I got a couple of things you could say to a bitch. Just because you've been through some shit does not allow you to be stupid now. You know what I mean? Some of the girls who go through some shit, they owe it to themselves to act better than hoes that haven't been through that shit would. Because this is unbelievable. She's opening the door for this kind of shit to happen too. That's rude. That's rude. And not equipping him with the information that he deserved ahead of time is grounds for dismissal. Some of these hoes deserve what they get. Oh snap, Kyle, you can't say stuff like that. Nigga, I don't fucking care. Tired of these hoes, man. I'm tired of these hoes. She should have told him, dude. That's what a marriage is, dude. Holy crap. You see why I hate marriage? It's because people don't understand what it even means. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to have a girlfriend that wouldn't be upfront with me about that kind of crap. If we both came together and plopped a freaking baby out, dude, you can't be upfront with me, let alone a wife. I'm putting a ring on your finger to be with you for the rest of your life and dividing all of the things that we receive and living together as one, and you're not being upfront with me. You're not telling me this shit. Like, if you're not telling me that, what else aren't you telling me? I could never be married. I could never be married. Not to a dumb hoe. So oh my God. As we put a bow on this list of 25 worst people everyone loved, I'd like to thank my incredible Damn. I'd like to thank Zip Z Stream. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? I would like to thank Zip Z Stream for his $19.99. That makes me feel like a product. You know what I'm talking about? He paid $19.99 for that one. Yeah, boy. Zip Z Stream, I appreciate you. I love you, man. And I'm just glad that everything worked out in a way where I can get back to doing this. For you guys, I apologize for having to keep my voice down too much tonight, but we'll be back to normal soon. I love you. I do want to thank my incredible patrons for just being there for me, because YouTube really has lost its mind. Without you guys, I would not be able to do any of what I love. And what I love is you. That's right, I said what, not who. You're all objects, but not like objects that I'm trying to use. Objects like, you know, like when you objectify a woman because you look at her and you're all like, get in my bed, girl. Got some stuff I can get out of you. So it's like good objectification. What are you talking about? So on top of thanking my patrons, I would like to thank Naturally Vanessa tonight. I'd like to thank Zipsy Stream for being amazing and putting a smile on my face, as well as Hummingbird. And last but not least, everyone. Banal Bulgaria donated $8.40, which is indeed a double 420. So I don't know if I need to play this thing twice or press the button like in two different windows. And after having said two different windows, I already like the sound of that. So hold up, let me press this button in two different windows. Give me 1 second.
Smoke weed every day.
I'm gonna do it again too.
Smoke weed every day.
Oh God, guys, give yourself a round of applause. You're all amazing. You know, wow. Sarah Bishop says, dude, Genevieve's house got trashed in the hurricane. How do you know that? Genevieve talks to you and not me. I really like that girl. I really like that girl, and she doesn't talk to me. That's messed up. That's messed up. She's gonna go places though. I hope that this, you know, is, I don't know, they're all fine, and that's what matters. So I hope that this is the wake-up call that, you know, many people need to get their shit on track. And hopefully it's not something that's not gonna, you know, cost too much to situate. Oh my God. But I am hungry, and I think I'm gonna go make like some eggs, because those eggs have been begging to be made. Bruh. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to make mashed potatoes, but I need to go out and get gravy. And did you guys know that Heinz makes gravy? Like, the people who make ketchup make gravy. And I shouldn't mention ketchup because immediately you guys are going to be thinking ketchup. But the thing is, I want to order this shit real bad from Amazon, but I know they would break that shit in an instant. Ooh, it comes in a can. You're disgusting, Kyle. You get some gravy in a can. What's wrong with gravy in a can, my nigga? This is the one I want. But I'm not paying $10 for one 12-ounce when you can get it for like $1 or $2 at the grocery store. I'll go pick up my own damn gravy. Whoa. Red Jinx says, Kyle, add food gift certificates. You can do that? You can do that? For like Amazon Prime Pantry and stuff? Let me see. No, seriously. If you can do that, I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I think all I can do is make like Amazon gift cards or whatever. To be honest, the donations all go somewhere when I situate where it needs to go. But I don't like using that money for, I feel like I need to be, I think I'm going to end up paying Emily, guys, because I want her to write me some scripts so that I can make some more interesting content. Because I think you guys would like a video essay, even if you don't know that it's what you want. It's not mashed potatoes I want, though. Ooh, you know what I need? No, not need. God, I just realized it's at home. Give me. Let me see here. Roll it down to 24. No. Give me. Okay, that. Yes. Oh, Schwanz Gruberman just donated again. He said 111. No, that's the amount. He says charity stream for Genevieve. Is Genevieve here? How do you guys know? Does she talk to you guys but not to me? That's pretty effed. That dirty little... She's talking to people? What is she saying about me? What is she saying about me? Fig Newton? Of my imagination? Oh no, dude, sorry, I completely forgot what the name of my, wish list was. But yeah, no. What the hell is really going on? But yeah, no guys, things aren't even properly charged up yet following the outage. So I love you guys. I'm glad I could do this. I'm glad that you're all well. And I'm hoping that, you know, with the wind and the rain that follows in the days to come, that nothing crazy happens again. I have some pretty interesting pictures that I took of like the damage. So if you guys are interested, just hit me on Snapchat and we'll see you later. Bye. Love you.